friends. This is the story behind our proposal.
Roll the title card.
The reason for this video is because we were supposed to send out a Christmas video greeting card that never got done.
And so it's now the beginning of October, so it's about time we get this video out there before this year's holiday starts.
Merry Christmas and Happy Halloween.
Alright. At the beginning of June, I proposed to Bodan, and so a month before that, I took our friend Susan to Tiffany's and we bought our rings.
He bought 2 rings because we each should get one.
So Bodan's ring came in this nice blue Tiffany's box that I always struggle to open. Very nice. Thank you for giving us this box, Tiffany's. And mine came in this equally not as nice black box. Still gonna cherish it though. The plan was to go to New York with our friend Susan and Bodan and somehow manage to propose on that trip. Did you have any idea it was coming?
I had 0 idea. I actually thought I was going to be the one to propose, but somebody beat me to the punch.
You're gonna propose to me on the trip?
No, in about 2 years' time. The timeline is very foggy.
So thank goodness I did it. Otherwise this video might not be happening. I knew that I wanted to propose in New York. The idea of proposing in Central Park has been in the back of my mind since last year when Bo and I went to New York. So we planned this trip to New York and it was the perfect opportunity to propose to Bodan, and I didn't really have any sense of where or how or what day of the trip, but I knew it was gonna happen.
The forecast for the trip, unfortunately, had rain almost every day.
But only one day had an ounce of sunshine to it, so I was like, this day is going to be the day that I have to get my proposal in. The funny thing was the day before, we tried to get into the botanical gardens, but it was 20 American dollars, and the following day, which was Friday, June 1st, the proposal day, it was actually free.
On the morning of June 1st, I woke up with Susan and Charlie and was trying to convince them to go to these botanical gardens because it was free before noon. They did not want to go anymore, and I was a little upset.
Bodan actually got dressed wearing some sweatpants, and it very quickly occurred to Susan and I that we needed to convince Bodan to change. Susan ended up convincing Bo to change by saying that we're going to Central Park to take some pictures. And Bo was a really good sport and put on a button-down shirt and dress shoes.
No pants.
So we get to the park, we're taking pictures, I see the clouds starting to cloud over, and I'm just thinking to myself, we have to get this done. I had a speech in the back of my head, but it wasn't really sticking, so I kept going to the bathroom to rehearse and rehearse and rehearse. Another unfortunate thing that happened that day, I kept sweating.
Very much so. While we're going through Central Park, we see this merry-go-round, and Susan and I think it would be really fun to go onto the merry-go-round. So we're waiting in line, and I turn to Charlie and I see that he's very sweaty, and I wasn't sweating, and usually I'm the really sweaty one. And I was a little suspicious, not suspicious, but just concerned.
But I think we can chalk it up to the fact that I was proposing that day. As we're walking deeper and deeper into Central Park, we come down the steps to the Bethesda Fountain, which is this beautiful fountain with an angel in the center. The day prior, we had just seen Angels in America, where the Bethesda Fountain comes up a couple times. So in my head I'm thinking, this is the perfect place. So Bodan walks up to the fountain and is taking a selfie for his Instagram, and I turn to Susan, I'm like, give me the rings now. This is happening right now. I don't even remember what was going in my head other than like, just get it done, get it over with. So Susan gives me the blue box, and I put it in the small of my back. She takes my phone and starts recording the video, but Bodan thinks she's taking a picture of us. So I take Bodan to the front of the fountain. That's when the video starts. We're gonna quickly walk through the video and just kind of
I'll watch it together.
Annotate it. Here we go.
Hugging.
We both have sunglasses on. Kissing. Okay, so there's a really cool moment there where I think you kind of clue into what's going on.
When you grab my hands.
And we weren't taking a picture.
Because I thought it was so weird that he was holding my hands and not going to stand beside me like you would for a picture.
That's a good clue. But there was a moment where you looked in my eyes and I was like, he knows what's happening. And I think that was kind of what threw me off in like this whole speech thing. So I wanted to start with like, for as long as I've known you, and go into that like typical proposal speech. But instead, I just pulled out the ring.
Mm-hmm. Even better.
And I practiced too to get this open, because it is a tricky clasp.
And then I was so surprised I just threw my sunglasses on the ground.
Iconic.
And it's really funny because as soon as you get down, we just both start crying. And you can hear those girls in the back, they just go, oh.
To be fair, I cry at anything, so this is no feat.
I think it's a feat.
And so what the video doesn't show you is there's actually people standing like all around us, not just on this one side. 360 degrees, there's people just everywhere.
And it's really funny, this girl who's sitting on the fountain with the sunglasses on top of her head in the white is weeping. She can't handle all the love. We're crying, she's crying, I think Susan's crying. I just remember when you opened the box up, like looking, the ring was like so shiny. It was I just remember being like, oh my gosh.
That's one shiny ring.
And it's mine.
After I proposed, one of the first things Bodhan said to me was, now I have to buy you a ring. Because he didn't know I bought two. And so I just went up to Susan and was like, give me that second ring box. Afterwards, this 100-year-old grandma waddles up to us, gives us a hug and a kiss on each cheek, and blesses our marriage, and
wanders into the mist. Full Grandmother Willow though. If you can imagine Grandmother Willow as a person, that was this grandma. And then this photographer came over to us and said that the universe led her to witness this proposal, and she asked if she could take our photos for us. So we got on-the-spot engagement photos from this amazing woman named Megan.
Mm-hmm. Megan Boyd. Follow her on Instagram. Yeah, it was a really fun day.
Yeah, and then we just went out and got a bunch of free drinks because everyone wanted to give us free drinks. And now we're getting married. Thanks for watching our video. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments below.
And hopefully we'll be doing more videos like this.
More Christmas cards to come.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Bye.